I can tell you that Commander Cross was removed from the CID commander position several months back. They gave him a promotion, but only on paper. When they promoted him from commander to chief, I don't even know his new title because they created two new positions. But they removed him from the CID position of that he had assumed since the administration took over 8 years ago, and then they placed him in a jail annex where he has no experience, and so now he's in charge of the jail annex, and then they put Kevin Lanahan in charge of the CID, and many believe that this is because he was starting to speak out against the sheriff, and he was starting to go against their views and ideas, because this is when Joe Kluge and J.L. Hernandez, who is now retired, but he was a sergeant with us for 20-some years. They had gotten very close with Paul Cross, and they were exposing a lot of the things that were going wrong with the department, and Paul Cross was starting to realize and to see a lot of these things that he hadn't previously seen. So he started speaking out at some of the staff meetings that they have, and that's kind of around the time when he was sent over to the jail. They demoted Joe Kluge, and then they transferred J.L. Hernandez to Warrants. They put the Warrants division that had been under the command of CID for 15, 20, 30 years, I don't know how long. Peace officer powers or anything. Back then it was Lieutenant Romero, and he retired. He's since retired. And now, I want to say it's maybe Nance. So you have the sergeant there in Warrants is a peace officer, and he reports to a jail lieutenant. And the last link on that chain of command is Wendy Wisniewski, which is the jail commander, she's also not a peace officer. So we believe that this was done in an attempt to get J.L. Hernandez to retire, because they wanted that trio of Kluge, Cross, and Hernandez to be split up, and so that's when they went and demoted Kluge, sent Paul Cross to the jail, and then put J.L. Hernandez over there. J.L. Hernandez subsequently retired maybe 2-3 months after that. Maybe 3 years ago or so, Detective Javier Vargas, who is the brother of Marco Vargas, who is now a patrol commander, he was assigned to the Metro BCI section as an undercover detective. What happened is they are all assigned unmarked units. So he goes to Speaking Rock on his own time in his assigned unmarked unit, which is I think it was a Hummer, I believe. He goes to Speaking Rock out. He drinks. He gets a little intoxicated. He picks up a girl there. They end up taking off in the sheriff's office assigned unit. He takes her to the desert, and from what I understand, I don't know, some kind of sexual, at least, contact occurs. I believe she doesn't want to go through with any sexual intercourse, at which point he gets upset, kicks her out of the Hummer, and in the process he loses he his phone, his sheriff's office assigned phone falls out with her. So he takes off in the middle of the night and leaves her in the desert. And so she calls for help from the sheriff's office phone. She goes to internal affairs the next day and mysteriously doesn't not want to file charges. There's really not an investigation that is ever initiated criminally. But Javier Vargas loses his privileges to drive home a sheriff's office unit for several months. And I believe he receives like a 30-day suspension for that. But nothing ever happened with the victim. She just kind of went away, and no charges were ever filed against. She called 911 and she went to internal affairs, so I imagine that yes, it has to be somewhere. I don't know, I don't have any knowledge about his background, whether it was thorough or not, but I do know that the reason for his departure from the department was because he was arrested downtown while he was employed with the sheriff's office. He was arrested in downtown El Paso for soliciting a prostitute and for being in possession of marijuana. Soliciting a male prostitute. Okay. From what people say about this individual, Danny Rawlings, is that he was fired from Gadsden Independent School District for allegedly some sort of maybe child pornography possession or something similar in nature to that. And I don't have really details or a lot of knowledge about that. But